So as I referenced before, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you an orange figure that goes up to Jeffrey Epstein's tier. He was on a place called L tier. That's the cell block he was on. I'm going to show you this figure walk up these stairs right over here. I'm going to show you this figure walking up to that cell block. The reason I'm showing you this again is so I can explain what I've found that tells us what this is and what it is not. You can see it right there. There's somebody wearing orange that just walked up those stairs to Jeffrey Epstein's cell. Let's watch that one more time. I know we've talked about this before, but this is really, really important. So you see that right there. Now, a little bit of background before we move on and get into the more important things. For anybody that is not that familiar with this night, there were two correctional officers that were on duty that night, Tova Noel and Michael Thomas. And they were supposed to do counts every 30 minutes. They weren't doing them. The final count they did was at around 10 o'clock. Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell at 6:33 the next morning. This right here is at 10:39. Every single bit of documentation says nobody went up to the cell at 10:39. There's nothing that suggests anything to the fact that anybody else went up there after their 10 o'clock count. What I'm going to show you now is the final report that was made on the investigation of this incident. I'm going to show you what it officially says, and I'm going to show you how we know for a fact that is not true. So I'm going to show you that next, then we're going to keep going. Hundreds of hours of interviews. There's stacks and stacks and stacks of papers that they analyzed, that they reviewed, and this is what they came up with to explain that orange figure. They said, through review and analysis of the SHU footage, the SHU being the special housing unit, that's the name of that area of the prison. So through review and analysis of the SHU footage, witness statements, and BOP records, the OIG determined that at approximately 10:40 p.m., a CO, believed to be Noel, carried linen or inmate clothing up to L tier, which was the last time any CO approached the only entrance to the SHU tier in which Epstein was housed. Now, one thing that we know for sure is that witness statements do not corroborate this. Video footage does not corroborate this. BOP records also, nothing corroborates this. And I'm going to show you how not only does it not corroborate it, it actually proves it entirely wrong. So before I show you some information from a transcript that is the new information that I found that proves what was just said wrong, I do want you to actually get a chance to see this staircase. Because what they're suggesting is that one of the correctional officers carried a whole bunch of linens up these stairs, and we never saw them come down. I want you to actually see how wide this staircase is. So this is the staircase that leads up to where Jeffrey Epstein is housed. As you can see, it is very narrow. This is not wide at all. So if you're going to come back down these stairs, you are going to be visible. People will be able to see you coming back down unless you are trying to not be seen. Now, if you hugged the edge and really tried to sneak out, you could avoid being spotted by the cameras. And if the correctional officer, which we've seen go up and down the stairs, even though it's not a very big spot, we've seen them go up and down the stairs in other parts, they're very visible. Unless you are really trying to avoid being seen, you're 100% going to be spotted walking back down these stairs. Now, I know I've covered some of this before, but I really need you to understand all of that before we go on to the transcript so I can show you exactly why we know for a 100% fact that this was not, in fact, Correctional Officer Tova Noel carrying linens up or anybody else, because there were only two correctional officers there that night.